Good morning, YouTube. How are you? We are here on a morning walk, shooting this off my camera, so I'll show you the time as usual. But it's about 7 something a.m. and want to make this quick video because I just received the first video off of someone I'm helping. You could say a student. And it's the first video that they've made that is actually them growing from the video, them revealing things to themselves that they thought they were for a long time, and essentially, revealing the stories to themselves that the devil makes you think you are. Stories, the thoughts you have, things you think about. The devil will use that against you for most of your life if he has to, if he wants to, unless you give that away, unless you speak about it and you let go of that emotion you're carrying, that baggage, that vest essentially. And I did this many times on my YouTube. You guys can go back to different videos. I spoke about my past, who I thought I was, the things I went through, things that gave me resentment, that gave me, you could say, the anger towards the world. And I had to let all of that go. I had to literally give the ammunition to the world, ammunition for the devil to the world. The things that the devil is using against me, and give it to the world and say, here's what basically is going on in my head. Here's what I believe I was for a long time, and here's what actually happened. And it's crazy when you start to speak and give your stories to the world. You speak and you realize you're not those stories. When you begin to speak, you realize that story that's replaying in your head over and over that makes you not forgive yourself, makes you mad at yourself, makes you mad at somebody else, makes you hate something or regret something. You realize when you speak, that story that you believe is going to come out from your mouth is completely different, that you're not that story. And that is why speaking is the way out. You realize that you're never going to be that story. Something can happen in your life. There's obviously tragic things that happen, people losing their whole families in car crashes, or them being deserted by people they love, being cheated on, many different situations. But what I'm speaking about here is not pretending it didn't happen, or trying to forget that it happened. You're never going to forget something that happened, but you don't attach yourself to the story about that thing. The things that happened to me, they're still there. They still make me who I am, and I would not be here if it wasn't for those things. But the stories behind that is what the devil wants you to hold on to, and wants to make you believe that you are that thing, and you'll always be that thing. And so he keeps replaying that thing over and over in your head. For instance, for me, he kept telling me that I was, my first relationship, and I would always be this weak guy that was just being thrown around, and eventually having an abortion and making the wrong decision with that, and getting into depression, going into a clinic. And I believed for the longest time that I was that person, and I kept replaying that story over and over and saying, why'd I have to be this way, and she's gonna see that ex-girlfriend, and I'm gonna get as many women as possible for her to see that. But until I gave that story what actually happened to the world, the stories then disappeared, because it's almost like you have to see yourself speak about that event over to realize the stories behind it are fake. What actually happened, but what you're holding on to is not what happened with the stories around it. So as soon as you make that video and you remember that and you cry and you let go of those things, those stories evaporate, they disappear. It's like you carrying this vest, 45 pounds from something that happened 10 years ago, and you finally speak about it and give it to the world. It's not giving it, speaking with people that you're comfortable with speaking with someone you don't know, putting it on video, giving it to the world, to YouTube, for instance, or Rumble is a new one. But you give it to the world, and that removes that story. Like I said, you're giving the ammunition the devil's using against you, or wants to use against you, to the world. It's almost like, here, the devil's trying to use this. I'll give you guys what he's using against me. Is it valid? Is it real? And you realize it's not. You realize it's fake. And then you let go. It's like a sigh. It's like a breath of fresh air. It's a relief. And that is the coaching that I do. You believe you're the stories you are. The ego's making you believe you are the things that happen to you. The things that happen to you happen, but you are not those things. You are spirits. So you have to disconnect from the stories that the devil wants to make you believe you are. Like I said, whatever happened to you, it could be more severe than other people, but the point is, you are not that thing. You're not that story. And the way to freedom, true freedom, because the ego will sell you freedom, but it's going to sell you a feeling. It's going to sell you a feeling of freedom, but freedom is not a feeling, it's a frequency. So it's going to sell you the freedom of, when you have money, then you're free, or when you have this, that feeling is freedom. It's not freedom, it's a feeling. It's going to give you a feeling about anything to keep you away from your frequency. And he's going to sell you stories to keep you away from freedom. So the devil keeps selling you things to keep you away from freedom. Feelings, stories, two biggest ones. And he's always going to try to keep you close to him. But realize the way out, the way to find yourself, is to speak those stories, give them to the world, and you start to realize that it's not that you're forgetting those things or that you don't care anymore, but that you care about your spirit more than the story. That you care about who you are, who you truly are, as opposed to replaying that event or that story over and over. And that is the way forward. That's the way to grow. And like I said, it's the hardest path, because many people will hear this and say, yeah, whatever, and keep holding on to that story of that person that broke their heart 10 years ago so they can, retaliate by chasing flesh. Or maybe a baby they lost 15 years ago, and now they want to control everything around them, and any relationship they're in now has a control element to it, and they can't let go, because if I let go, that event's going to happen again and something's going to happen. So the things that you want to enjoy in the present, you can't enjoy in the present because you're living them in the past, in that story. So I could put the same situation or something that appears the same, and you respond to it based off that story. So it destroys any present new memory or new experience that God wants you to have, or new blessing. You experience that blessing with the old you, the you of 2016, or the you of, whatever, it's 5 years ago, 10 years ago. So I want this video to be permission to those that are holding on to stories and have something they want to control always. A big sign as well is the wrinkles in the middle of the forehead is a big sign that you're trying to control, or that you're in control. Let go. Let go and be free. Freedom, like I said, is spiritual. And the more you speak, the more you understand that you're not those stories. And you can make a new life for yourself and give faith to others by the way you grow. You can't control the things around you, but you can just be a light in a room of darkness. And the more you grow and the brighter your light gets, the more other people can be influenced by that. So that's what I want for the world. I was someone that influenced nobody. I followed everybody because I wanted a feeling, and I simply followed the world, what the world was doing, losing themselves in the lust and the parties and the trips. I thought that was life, and I was like, why am I not fulfilled? And now I'm here speaking with people that I used to go out with and helping them, and it's crazy. So it's all because I did the work to speak and set myself free, but every day is a reset, and every day is not promised. So If you get the day, thank God for it. But most importantly, realize that you're not those things. The events happen, but you're not the stories around it. So, quick video. Could enjoy the rest of this walk. Today's my rest day, you can say, but there's no rest days. Gonna hit 100 burpees and then cardio, 20 minutes. So, God bless. Hope you guys enjoyed. And most importantly, take the wisdom. Don't just listen to videos and don't apply them. Whatever story is replaying in your head over and over, you can't get over, speak and give it to the world. Send it to somebody. To me, if you want to, you have my WhatsApp, you can send it to me and say, the video I watched inspired me. Here's my video of what I'm holding on to. And you can begin to actually experience freedom. And then the next step is giving it to the world, to YouTube, to Rumble, like I said. But you can say step by step. The habit is, of course, aligning yourself with it. Everything is step by step. But this video is necessary, was needed, because now more than ever, the world's trying to sell you that you are those things that happen to you. And that's 1000% the devil. You are not that. You are a spirit. And I have faith in you, I believe in you. That's why I make these videos. And that's why you can get close with me and put my contact WhatsApp so you have the ability to speak with me and get close to me as I grow more on this path and help others liberate themselves in their spirit and their soul. So God bless. Much love. Like and subscribe if you like the video. And as always, until next time, I have faith in you and keep killing it.